Morning, Monroe. Good morning. I hope you guys can hear me. We've got a couple of friends on here. Please remember to check in. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please remember to check in. Text me if you cannot chat on there. I hope everyone's doing great. I see some friends. We've got 4 people on. Friends, I've already been up and I've already done my 3-mile walk this morning because it's just too hot. Good morning, Alyssa. Good morning, Alyssa's mom. Good morning. Alyssa's mom, I hope you're feeling better. Just waiting for a few friends. We've got some people signing on. Good morning. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Andrew's mom. I was telling everybody I already did my 3-mile walk today, friends. Whew. Yay, Christopher. I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to be doing something really, really important. I'm just writing your names down so I can check you all in. Thank you so much. I've got Monroe, Andrew, good morning. Alyssa, Christopher, thank you so much. We have quite a few friends, but they're not checking in. Remember, friends, if you need to and you can't chat on here, just send me a text. Okay, a couple of things. I'm glad to see you guys here. We're going to be doing some important things today that'll get us ready for these last few weeks. First of all, I wanted to say good morning. I'm glad you're all here. Yay! I miss you all. I sent a letter to you yesterday, friends, um, about from Mrs. Pettigrina about using the WebEx, and a lot of you have shown interest in using WebEx. And what WebEx is, it's kind of like if we were doing FaceTime, so we could see each other when we're talking. Now, this works really good for me. This YouTube has been working really well for all of us because we can go back and check it out when we need to, where we're at. We don't have to log in to the website or anything like that. We don't have to have that app. We all have YouTube. So I might start to try to use it because it's new to me too. But the reason I like this is because this is just between us. People could come on and use it at their leisure when they need to use it. Okay, but the WebEx means that Mrs. Peregrina, Mr. Duran, if I invite them, they can come in at any time. I want to try maybe to use the WebEx. I know some of you want to see your friends. We could try to use it maybe with a few of you that come on a lot. I'll send you an email through your district email, which is on your computer card. So if you remember on your computer card, it has your login, which is just numbers. Then it has the password, which is the numbers at, I'm sorry, BP at, something of that, or at BP. And then at the very bottom, that is your email. So I'll have to send you an invitation, kind of like an invite to come on in to the WebEx, and we'll use it just to see each other. We can't all be speaking at the same time. There's ways that I could turn you all off, and I'll only let you talk if you raise your hand. I don't want it to be like that. I want us to be able to talk. I think that we can do it. We'll try. So those of you that have received the letter, it's very important that I sent the letter to you from Mrs. Peregrina, and you need to tell me that you've received the letter and you've read it. Okay? Quite a few of you yesterday, about 9 or 10 of you, half the class have already told me they got the letter. Yes, that you have the letter. That was my job, to make sure that you had the letter of WebEx. We're going to try to use it. So if you get an invitation to WebEx from me, we'll try it. You might get it. For right now, we're going to stay Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 on here live. I might go to the WebEx. I might try it tomorrow, Wednesday. around the same time, you might get an invitation. I'm going to try it. Okay, friends? Um, the other thing I wanted to check with you, just please be sure that you are checking in when you're doing your work. I'm receiving your work. Thank you. I check in daily with you. Hi, Bernice. Dominic. Yay. Um, I sent a letter out to you guys yesterday, Bernice and Dominic's um, moms, that you just need to tell me that you've received the letter. It was about WebEx, and WebEx is just another program. You might get an invitation to join it from me, but that lets us see all of you, and you'll be able to talk to each other. Okay, friends? If you cannot chat with me on here, on the YouTube, you can always just text me right now. But it is live. That means that if you have any questions while I'm talking, um, that's the most important thing. Please remember to check in daily. Bernice, I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a long or heard from you in a long time. Dominic, I'm glad you're here. Please remember to keep sending your addresses. You're probably saying, what do you need it for? Well, I want to check where you're at, but because something special. I want it's something special, and we know specials. We deserve a special, friends. We haven't gotten specials in a long time. Um, some of you guys see this later on in the day, like I know, like Lucas. He came on live the other day, but I know Lucas does, Santiago does, Ileana does. So we want to say hi to everybody. You will be getting, like I said, I'm gonna try to do that WebEx invitation, but I'm gonna use your email that you have on your computer card. So, friends, please remember to check in daily. Please remember to let me see your work, taking the pictures. Some of you are emailing it to me, scanning them. Some of you are just taking the pictures. That's all I need. Couple of things, though, when we talk about our journal today, we're going to talk about our journal writing. We're going to hear a cool story about being kind, and we will definitely do our math lesson because we have some different kind of word problems this week. So I want to get started, friends. Now, before we left school, I remember this. I remember this. When before we left school, friends, we were talking about all the letters because we said we know all the letters. But we also talked about there were five special letters. Five special letters. Look what I got, friends. Markers. I had to blue, my favorite. Um, I had to order them from Amazon. So get them. So, friends, we have five special letters. Five special letters, and we call them vowels. We've talked about this really kind of quick before we left school. So I know it's something that we've talked about before, but we're doing that now. We're doing that now. For your lesson this week, your writing activity and stuff, and your letter activity. This is going to help us with our writing and with our reading. Now, the five special letters, if you remember, are A, and I'm making the capital and the lowercase, E, oops, I, O, and U. And I do not like how I wrote that at all. Look how it's not even in a straight line. I don't even like it at all. So I'm not going to waste it. I'll use the back. We have five special letters because I don't have my boo-boo tape, friends. Five special letters. A, E, I, O, and U. Now, you're probably saying, or we're trying to remember, why are those so special? Because, friends, vowels, these vowels, could be a capital or lowercase, you have to have one in every word. You have to have one of these. They're in your name, they're in any word we read, even if it's a small word like A, it's got a vowel. I, it's a vowel. Friends, we know these letters. Show me your fingers. Remember, we did it like this. A, E, I, O, U, A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U. Say it with me. A-E-I-O-U. I know the vowels too. I know the vowels too. A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U. I know the vowels too. I know the vowels too. These five special letters, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. I know the vowels too. I know the vowels too. Now, if you remember, before we left, those of you that were there, we said, why are these so special? Because they're in every word, okay? But we know that the letters of the alphabet have a sound, okay? For example, last week we saw the letter J. Do you remember we saw the letter J? And what does it sound like? Its name is J, but what does it sound like? J, J, right? These letters have sounds too. A for apple, what? Ah. E for egg, eh. I for insect, eh. O for octopus, ah. U for umbrella, ah. But friends, that sound that we know from our picture cards, and I'm going to try to do it the best I can. An apple. Here's my little egg. It's actually cooked. I have the yellow so I can make the little yolk. It's a over easy or fried egg. Egg. I is for insect, and we know insect is what? Bug. So we have apple, egg, insect, octopus with its 8 legs, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my octopus. Not the best, but I tried. And the last one is the U for umbrella. Now, we know that sound. That's called the short sound. The short sound. And that's what we hear in most words, the short sound. Ah, eh, eh, ah, ah. And that's why we taught it to you first. I taught it to you first because that's the sound you mostly hear when we're sounding those words out. Remember? But, friends, what I told you last time, we used my black so we could see, is that vowels, remember what they are, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. They have two sounds. They got the short sound. You already know it. They have the short sound, but they also have a long sound, a short sound and a long sound. It just helps us to know the difference. So we're going to be talking about the long sounds right now. We're going to start with A. Now you're probably saying, oh, I have to know another sound. This is the easy part, friends. Do you want to know the long sound? You already know it. It's the name. A, his long sound is A. How easy is that? You already know it. E, his long sound, E. E. I. O, his long sound, O. You hear O. U, the long sound, U. It's the name of the letter. So And there's different ways of spelling it, but we're going to talk about the long A. And the long A sound says his name, A, like in. No, not hat. Looks like a hat. It's a cake. Cake. So we're going to use this because we're going to come back to it. We're going to talk about the long A. Now, there's lots of ways that it could be spelled, okay? But I'm going to teach you a little song. And this is the spelling we're talking about right now. If we have a word, okay? My line means a letter, okay? We're going to use this kind of pattern to fill it in. A, another letter, and then we have this friend over here. We call him silent E, and I know a lot of you have heard of it before. Lucas, we're glad you're here, Lucas. We're talking about the long sound of the vowels, and this is the spelling we're going to use today. A says his name. So, in a lot of spellings, friends, with the long A, where A says his name, this is how it's spelled. The two lines could be sound for words. So, this is the way I learned this, and this is the way I teach it. This is a vowel, and this is a vowel, but E is quiet. So, do you remember the 5 vowels we just said? A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. I know the vowels too. I know the vowels too. You know it has this sound, but we're talking about the long sound. Long sound is its name. So, friends, there's different ways to spell it, but we're going to use this pattern of letter A, letter E. Okay. Now, when you have a long vowel, usually the first one does the talking. When they go walking, number 1 does all the talking. Okay. When 2 vowels play a game, number 1 says his name. So, you see the 2 vowels? 1 and 2. When 2 vowels play a game, number 1 says his name, and E is, or the second one is quiet. Usually, when you have a silent E here, he is quiet. This one's saying his name. When 2 vowels go walking, number 1 does all the talking. When 2 vowels go walking, number 1 does all the talking. And this one is quiet. But you got to write it so you know it's a long A and not the short A. Okay. So we're going to fill this in. I did a picture already. I said cake. You guys can write this down too on your paper. If you're writing on a paper, a dry erase board or whatever, or you could do them later. You can come back on here and mix them up. But I'm going to follow this pattern, mom and dad, of A, letter E at the end. So cake. What could it be? A C or a what? A K. But we're going to use the C here. Remember the pattern. A, K. Sound it out with me. K. Not another C. It's a K. A. Do you hear anything else? Because he's what? But you got to write it. Let's read it. Cake. What if I put rake? Rake. R A K E. Let's read them. Cake, rake. What about, and they don't always have to rhyme with this one. You could have other words. What about, sorry, and I should have had these ready to go, right? But I'm used to you guys telling me them. What about came? Like, she came to school. She came to school. Or he came to my house. Or Mayor Lozano came to our classroom. Or Officer Herrera came to our school. Came. Así. A, because he's saying his name. Came. An M. Do you hear anything else? Here. Came. I don't hear anything else, but I need to put the silent. Another word for quiet is silent. You need to put the silent E. Jennifer! Jennifer's here, everybody! Stephanie is here! I'm so glad Faith is here! Wow, friends! We have a great group. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here because we're learning about these long A sounds. And moms and dads, we're following this pattern. Okay, there's other ways to make the long A, but we're using this pattern this week of long A. It's the most familiar, the most familiar. So I want to say again, good morning to Monroe, Alyssa, Andrew, Christopher, Bernice, Dominic, Lucas, Stephanie, Jennifer, Faith, yay, friends, send me videos. Send me videos of your stuff. I miss all of you. Just a little interjection. We're going to try to do that WebEx parents that I sent you the letter. Friends, if you did receive the letter, please let me know. If we do it, I'll be sending you an invitation. I'm going to try tomorrow around this time, just so the kids can see each other. The invitation will be to their email. So we're going to try to see how that works out, okay? Because I've never done it myself. So here's some more words that we could be using, and you could use this on your letter activity because I know you have to write words with the long A. We're following this pattern. Cake, rake, came. The only reason I'm going to change the color is so that they're different words. Instead of just making the line, so you know they're different words. Another one that has the long A is Miss Ayala should have been more ready. Thank you, those who are sending me messages. You might even be thinking of some right now. What about the word made? Like I made my bed. Now, some people have workers in their house that come and like clean up, like a housekeeper. Sometimes they call them a maid. Okay, but that's spelled differently. So there's maid, like a person who comes and helps clean up your home, like a housekeeper, a maid. But there's also maid, and those are spelled different, but made, like I made my bed today. Which I'll be honest and tell you, I did not make my bed today. Because I told you, those that were on here, I did my 3-mile walk this morning. So, I got up super early. So made. We're going to follow this little pattern. What do you hear? M. May. Let me put this around here so you can see it better. A. You're going to hear the A. Remember, it's letter, an A, a letter, and then E. And there's 2 of the vowels. So we have made, a D. Remember the little body and then the stick. Made. Do you hear anything else? No. But if I left it like that, that would not be a long A sound. That would be the short sound of ah, and then it would say mad. Yeah, I mad my bed? No, I made. So what's the big difference there? The big changer. You got to put the quiet E. Because then I know, oh, that's the long A sound. Remember, our 5 special letters, those of you that came a little bit late, you can go back and look at it. Jose Escutia! Love you, Mio. We have 5 vowels. Please go back and review this because this is really important, parents and friends. These are our sounds we know them as, A like apple, E, and like egg, I like insect. Sorry for my diction. O for octopus, U, for umbrella. Those are the short sounds. We already know those. We're learning the long sounds. And as I said at the beginning, friends, don't be like, oh, no, another sound. It's the name. The long sound is the name. A like cake. E like bee. I like bike. O like rope. U like cute. Okay. But we're only talking about A today because we're going to be using that this week, in your lesson. And then also, friends, you know what? We're only looking at this spelling. There's other ways to do it. But remember what I said. When two vowels play a game, number one says his name, and two is what? I'm just gonna, you don't cross it out. I'm kind of hesitant, moms and dads, because I've done this before and kids end up doing it. But this is just to show you that he's quiet. Okay? When two vowels play a game, number one says his name, and E is. And then my other song, when two vowels go walking, number one does all the talking, and two is silent. Okay? You'll see this. This is the most common. That's why we're doing it like that. So we have our words cake, rake, came, made. There's other words too, friends, that maybe will have not just one sound right here, but they might have two sounds. Like, and I know you could do it. So instead of just having one letter, it would be two. Like, what about the word plate? Plate. Think about it. It's not pate, it's pl. The L. So there's two sounds right there. A. Follow the pattern. A. Plate. Plate. Any more sounds? No. So you have to put the quiet E. Now remember, I'm using words on purpose that I know fit here. There's other words that you might know that have a long A sound, but they don't have a quiet E right here. These are some that we are making up. So please try when you're doing your lists, look around, look at stories. You're going to see them now. You're going to see them now. So let's go over our letters again. These are not all of them. These are just some. And we'll come back again. Cake, rake. Hi, Eric. Came, made, and plate. Please, friends, if you could please go. I know some of you just joined, which is totally fine. Please try to go back to the beginning because we talked about our long vowels, and I don't want you to miss out. We're going to continue using this. We're doing long A this week with the spelling of A letter E. Okay, so I don't want you to miss out. Really quickly, friends, just so I won't forget anybody, I have Monroe, Andrew, Alyssa, Christopher, Bernice. I'm just writing the name so I could check you in later. Dominic, thank you, Lucas. And friends, I need to tell you, Lucas, he's been very good. He's lost two teeth and he sent me pictures of them. Jennifer, we're so glad you're on here, Jennifer. I miss all of you. Faith, so glad you're here, Faith. Miss you, miss you, miss you. Faith, and then we have Jose and Eric. And I already said Monroe and Andrew, Christopher, and Alyssa. Glad you guys are on here. So we're going to do a little bit of that long A sound, like in cake. Okay, friends? Parents that have just joined us, if you have received the letter that I sent you via text, email, all of that, or posted it regarding the letter from Mrs. Peregrina about using the WebEx. Please be sure that you text me or message me. I received it because I need to mark you down that you have received the letter. That's another form the district is using so that we can communicate. This works a little bit better for us, I think, but it's really important that they know that I've offered you that option. The only difference here is that we have direct communication. I'm not being interrupted. I'm able to do the lesson. You can pause it, come back. Also, during WebEx, that'll give the time for the kids to talk. And it might evolve into we use it instead of this. But initially, if you get an invitation from me on your child's email, it's because I'd like to try to add them into it and we'll see how it works out. Some people have shown interest in that. Please let me know that you've received it. Okay, friends? Um, a little bit of the writing, and I wanted to really spend time with the long A sound this week. I'll do the writing next time we're together. There's just a few things that I'm looking forward to reading what you write. Now, the writing for today, I know yesterday was something fun that you've done, but today the writing, and I didn't even write that idea. Mrs. Garcia wrote it. So it's what is your favorite music and why? Now, this is great. You could even say, friends, what's your favorite song? Because some of you like a favorite song, maybe we play in class, and you can tell me why or why not. Why is it your favorite? You can like a certain kind of music. You know, Miss Ayala, when I sent my video yesterday, I was standing in front of my Eric Antonio pictures because I like mariachi. We know that, but I like all kinds of other music. And we're getting a little surprise ready for all of you guys that we did with music. So you're going to hear it and see it. But so I'm interested to read what you guys write about. What's your favorite music or your favorite song? And you tell me why. Please remember, friends, in there, because I'm getting a lot of your homework, your work with your writing. Please remember to color the pictures. Please remember. Look who it is, friends. Mary, you are on live with my class. Can you tell them hi? Okay, a little louder, Mary. All right. Okay. I will, Mayor. Thank you. Well, that was nice of him. That was really, really, really nice. I have a question here about how do we check the kids' email? Well, I will check on that. Um, I might be sending the invitation to your email, possibly. Those are questions I need to clarify. Thank you, Jennifer's mom and dad, for asking me those questions. So I'm going to check on all of that because it's the first time I'm doing it. So it'll be an invitation so that we can join on there. I don't send anything to their email, just this WebEx invitation. Please, friends, remember to do the drawing and to color it. I'm getting great pictures with those three things: who's in it, where you are, and what you're doing. I cannot wait to see the pictures about the fun things you did and then also about your favorite song or music. Remember those three things. Also, friends, when you're doing your picture, when you're doing your writing, please reread what you've written. Go back and make sure that it makes sense to you. Be sure that it makes sense. Some of you are just writing your ideas. Remember to write your complete name. We're getting ready for first grade, friends. We just cannot have, and I'm just going to use Monroe because he was the first one logged on. Monroe, no picking or anything because he's very good about writing Monroe Castro. But we just cannot have Monroe. Okay, we need Monroe Castro. Okay, my last person that joined in was Eric, so we just can't have Eric. We need Eric Fuentes. Okay, so friends, please remember to start getting used to that because in first grade, I used to teach it. I would never do this, but I know they'll go and they'll throw your paper away because they don't know who's Eric. Dominic. Remember, even in class, we would say Dominic Lopez, Dominic Cavada. So you have to have your whole name on there, and most of you are very good about it. So please remember to do that. And then also, When you do your word problems, because we're going to do one right now in a few minutes, when you do your word problems, friends, please remember to tell me what you're talking about. Just don't do the problem, the addition, 3 plus 2 equals 5. 5 what? Tell me. I know it's in the story, but you've got to answer it. And if you're talking about books, if you're talking about pencils, you're talking about the flowers, and you're probably wondering, why Miss Ayala? It's right there in the story. Right, but I'm getting you ready for first grade, because in first grade and even in second and third, they start having like little stories, and you kind of have to figure out the problem. And it might be an addition or a subtraction takeaway, but they don't know what you're talking about, because in the story, they're not too, you have to really explain that. So this is what I remember. If there's words in the problem, put a word in the answer. Okay, not just the number. Okay, friends? If it's just, regular 3 plus 2, then just put 5. But if it's a little story and there's words, use the word we're talking about. Okay? Awesome. Friends, I got this great new story. We're going to do a little story, and then we are going to do a little math problem. And I told you that Mrs. Macias and Mrs. Molina and Miss Garcia let me do the word problems, because I love doing the word problems. So I got to pick them for even next week. But this story, friends, I got it and I laughed, because look what it's called. The jelly donut difference. The jelly donut difference. Now, a lot of us have said Miss Ayala goes to the donut shop and she gets her coffee and she gets a donut. But you know what? And really, I think I've told you this before. Really, I don't buy a donut every time I go. And now, friends, because we're staying at home, we're trying to be safe at home. Um, Even though I do my 3 mile walk like I did this morning, I didn't go to the donut shop. I didn't go, so I might go later on. I miss my friends there, and then like when Sergeant Real or Lieutenant Huerta or Officer Herrera come, they get me, which is nice. I haven't gone. But this story, friends, is about a donut, a jelly donut. That means inside it has the jelly. And it's called the jelly donut difference. I should have bought one just so you could have seen the jelly donut. It says sharing kindness with the world. And I liked the title of this book, friends, because you know what a lot of people are doing now? We're sharing kindness with all of the world. We're being kind with everyone. And so I really, really, really like that. But these are a brother and sister. They're actually twins. Twins are those who are born from a mama on the same day. And you could be a boy and a girl, or you could be 2 boys, or you could be like my sister and I, 2 girls, right? And you've seen the picture. This is what I have here at home, friends. This is my twin and I. This was taken a while ago. It's actually a painting of a picture. And I'm sorry for the glare, but that's my twin and I. That's when I turned 40. My cousin made that, painted it for us. So, friends, remember, and I'm a twin too. That means that I have the same birthday. My sister and I have the same birthday, and we were born on the same day. But we are 2 girls, and these are 2 boys. Excuse me, a boy and a girl. The jelly donut difference. And they have a little problem being kind to each other until they learn that there's a difference and there's a reason why we should. So we're going to read our little story, and then we're going to do a little word problem. Okay. The jelly donut difference, sharing kindness with the world, by Maria Dismondi. And the art is by P.S. Brooks. And when they mean art, they mean his pictures, his illustrations. Because he actually, I read about him, friends, he makes his pictures using the computer program called Photoshop, which I know a lot of people use it, like when they take photos, like to, make you look a little bit shinier or not as shiny, or, things like that. So it's a computer program that some photographers use. The Jelly Donut Difference, Sharing Kindness with the World, by Maria Dismondi, art by P.S. Brooks. And these are the 2 twins, and look at all of the jelly donuts, friends. Look at all of that. Remember, we're talking about trying to be kind. So let's see how they use jelly donuts to do that. The sun was barely up on this chilly winter morning when Dexter ran down the stairs following the mouth-watering smell of his mom's famous bacon and cheese bread pudding. Not so fast, Dexter's twin sister Leah yelled. She yanked on his shirt. Yanked means like pulled. Not being too kind there. She yanked on his shirt, getting ahead of him. So she kind of pulled on him so she could cut. Is that being very kind, friends? Not at all. Not at all. So she could get ahead of him in time to nab the first plate of their Saturday breakfast. And all of these little like lines, that's like the good smell. Kind of like when we would line up to go to lunch. And sometimes when we would come right there and wait on the yellow line and we could kind of smell the good smell. They're showing it. Now, is Leah being very kind to Dexter? Not at all. She needed, right, she is not acting safe. Mm-mm. She needs to be respectful and be responsible for herself. What could she have done differently? She was acting safe in this way, holding onto the rail. That's being safe. And look, he was walking slowly. But being safe with her brother, no, she was not. No, she was not. What could she have done differently? Asked him, hey, wait for me. Talk to him about it. 3 weeks in a row, Dex, Leah grinned as she took the first bite of the bacon and cheese deliciousness. She looks very happy. Not at all. Why is it such a big deal to have the first bite of the pudding? Dexter demanded. He doesn't look too happy. He could be a little kinder. I know right about now, too, friends, you've been at home for a while, so maybe even with your own brothers or sisters, it's kind of tough to keep being kind and respectful, but we have to really try our best to do that. Okay? Be responsible for yourself. Um, Follow directions even at home. You have directions at home. And be kind. Here's Mama. Mama and Papa were busy cooking for family and friends who would be coming to dinner that night. Leah, it's my turn to mix the stuffing, Dexter said as he pulled a spoon right out of her hand. Wow. Were they acting very kind right there? No, they were trying to help. But did Dexter need to pull the spoon out of sister's hand? Not at all. He could have said, it's my turn. Can you please let me have that? Using his words, and then maybe if it didn't work out, then talk to mom about it. It was then Papa realized that they had run out of eggs. Well, since you were first to eat the breakfast, Leah, you should go get the eggs from Miss Marvin, Dex told her. Instead, Papa sent both the kids to get the eggs from their neighbor. So maybe Miss Marvin has like a chicken, and that's how they get the eggs, real fresh eggs from the neighbor. So they're going together. You can see how they're dressed, so it might be kind of like winter or cold there. And there's Miss Marvin. She looks like a grandma, a little old. She has a cane. My mom used to have a cane as well. I'm sorry, and her name is Miss Marvis. I misread it. Sorry. Miss Marvis answered the door and invited the twins inside. Right away, Dexter noticed a difference between their house and hers. It seemed too quiet. There were no good smells or messy countertops, just a bowl of cereal on the kitchen table. Just one. Dex wondered, where is Miss Marvis's family? They never seem to come around. So he's starting to realize she's by herself. She's not with anyone. I live here by myself. I can't say it's perfectly clean, but it is quiet. Listen, just hear the birds outside. On the way home with the eggs, Dex turned to Leah. Miss Marvis's house seems so lonely. Our house is always full of people, Leah said. So let's ask Mom and Papa to invite her over to dinner tonight, Dex suggested. Good idea, Leah agreed. So they're working together and they're very happy. They wanted to invite her over. So here's the friends. Here's the mom and dad. Here's Dex and Leah, and here's Miss Marvis. They're over for dinner, enjoying each other's company. That's always fun times. That's always fun times to have friends over or your neighbors. Right now we can't, so we use a lot of this computer or FaceTime, and we're going to try to do that through WebEx. Miss Margaret sat between Dex and Leah at the large dining table among other guests. She told stories of living in Poland, that's another part of the world, with her children many years ago. She shared a Polish tradition of making and eating jelly donuts filled with sweet and savory fillings called punchkis. Punchki, punchki are what their jelly donuts are called. And Dexter's eyes lit up. Punchkis. He liked what that said or how it sounded. Punchkis, but they're jelly donuts. Punchkis. Miss Marvis told them traditionally we made punchki during the winter months to use up all of the lard, sugar, eggs, and fruit in the house before fasting for the holiday. Lard is like grease, but it's like hard grease, not like in a bottle. Something, the oil that your parents might use to cook. It's white and it's hard and it's it's really good. And it's people would use it to cook with. Kind of hard like butter, but it's white and it's grease, lard. At the meal's end, Miss Marvis thanked them all. What a special treat to be here with you tonight. I loved remembering when my children were young and their traditions that we shared. Traditions, remember we talked about the things that you do over and over during special events and holidays. Miss Marvis said that she said she enjoyed it, remembering it as they shared it, as she brushed away a tear. Now they're grown and they're gone. Why, I haven't made those donuts in years. The next morning, the twins played in the snow. When they came in to warm up, Leah grabbed the last packet of the hot cocoa mix right out of Dexter's hands. He had the little paper, he had the little um, cocoa. He wants to make some hot chocolate, and she took it right out of his hand. Was that very kind of sister? No. What could they have done? How could they have been kind? She could have given it to him. What else? They could have shared it, made it, and each had half. Dex was about to yank it back from her when Papa interrupted. I have a recipe here for punchkis, those jelly donuts Miss Marvis mentioned. Do you want to try to make them with me? Soon the kitchen was filled with gooey berry filling, melted butter, whipped cream, and other sticky ingredients. Leah, it's your turn to stir, Dex said, trying not to lick sugar off his fingers as he handed his sister the spatula. So they're sharing and they're taking turns, which is being kind. When they were done, the twins dropped off the bag at Miss Marvis's porch. She'll love them. I just know it, said Dex. He and Leah trudged back home through the snow. At dinner that night, the twins devoured their jelly donuts for dinner. The following weekend, Dexter looked out the window. Leah was building a snowman. He ran out to join her. Leah stepped right in front of her snowman. Stop, Dex, please. Do not knock it down. No. I wasn't going to, Dex replied. See how she's so suspicious? Because they're always like not being too kind. He said, No. I have an idea. Let's go build a snow family in Miss Marvis's yard. She'll love all the company. So instead of knocking down sisters, which she was afraid of, he had a great idea of them working together and doing something kind for their neighbor. A few days later, on Monday, the twins found a letter from Miss Marvis. Dex picked it up and he read it out loud. She wrote him a little letter. Dear Dexter and Leah, the punchki you made for me were wonderful. Even better was the lovely dinner you invited me to and the snow family you built for me. Your acts of kindness are really appreciated. You found a great way to spend your time and make it feel extra special. Who would have thought jelly donuts could make such a difference? More wishes, Miss Marvis. So, all of those things that Dexter and Leah have been doing, instead of being mean and angry at each other, they're being kind to Miss Marvis. She really appreciated it, friends. She really appreciated it. Both before Leah could grab the letter from him, Dex handed it to her. She didn't have to tear it out of his hand. He shared it with her very kindly. I'm thankful we have each other, he said to his sister. It felt good to work together. It felt good to work together. It is. It's more fun. It's nicer. You can have conversations and talk. Leah grinned. Am I thankful? Am I thankful we learned how to make jelly donuts? Is what Leah said. They're there sharing it. The twins giggled until their bellies hurt, thinking about the new treats and the traditions they hoped to continue. So this even helped the twins become more close and help them out. And then there's some little directions back here in the back. But friends, I when I got this story, because I bought it when I bought my markers on Amazon, I heard it and I said, this is a great story. Because friends, it even helped the brothers and sisters get along. Now remember, during these times, it's a little difficult. We're at home, it's a lot. We're with our family all the time. Maybe some of us don't go out at all. We try to go outside, like running and having some fresh air and coming back. But remember, they did just a little act of kindness with each other. They're not tearing things out of each other's hands. They're giving it to each other. They're sharing the work. They're talking to each other. They're helping each other. All of that, friends, all of that is just a little act of kindness. Okay. Um, what is Miss Ayala trying to do as an act of kindness? Well, when I buy my groceries, I buy them online, friends. They come and deliver. I don't go to the store. I try to give the driver an extra tip. That means, they're doing me a favor. I also, boys and girls, maybe I ask my neighbors and they ask me. I'm going to Instacart. I use that. I'm going to the store. Do you need something? They ask me as well. Um, Also, friends, when I'm walking, if I see some people out there that need some money, I'm very careful, but I do offer it if I can. Or if I'm at the donut shop, when I do go and somebody needs um, some change, I'll give it to them or I'll pay for their coffee. I have gone out and ordered some food and I give the people a big extra tip. I'm not saying you have to do that, friends, um, but I'm just saying that's something that I can do because I know they're working hard. Also, friends, when I do order food, I do share it maybe with my neighbors. I'll order them some extra. That's what Miss Ayala can do. And I'm always, on my phone if anybody needs something. I've already been asked, where can I get some food? Um, where can I get this information? Who do I call? Because I'm trying to still work on my house and I need a city permit. So all of those things, friends, I'm just trying to be here to help each other. And we can do that too. And you could even say, thank you, mom and dad, draw them a picture because they're here helping you out. And last thing, friends, that I want to do, and I know we're running just a little bit over, which is not too bad, which is not too bad, is our word problem. Now, our word problem that we've been using, I've been asking you to let me know. Sorry, that's Mr. Vargas. I've been asking you, you're going to either decide if you're going to do an addition using the plus or you're going to use the minus sign for subtraction or takeaway. So you have to decide based on the story that I'm giving you. Now, we've been doing a lot of addition and we haven't used subtraction yet, but I want to try to show you that there's ways of figuring that out. So I want you to listen. It says here, My sentence says, Miss Ayala has 5 balloons. What do I have? 5 balloons. 5 balloons. Now, Miss Ayala, a lady, a girl. So what word are we going to use? He or she? She. He gave. She gave. She gave 2 balloons to Kaylani. Do you remember Kaylani's my goddaughter? Mr. Vargas's daughter, Kaylani. And I could have put any name there. I could have said anyone in our class. I could have said Mrs. Peregrina. I could have said Officer Herrera. I could have said Mayor Lozano, but I put Kaylani. And then my question, how many balloons are left? How many balloons are left? Or how many do I have left? How many are left? So let's look at the problem, friends, and let's see what we know by the problem. Remember, you have to decide addition or subtraction. Miss Ayala has, underline the important information, 5, and this is what I'm talking about, balloons. She gave 2 balloons, there's my word, to Kaylani. So I had 5. I gave 2, 1, 2 to Kaylani. My question here, how many balloons are left? Think about it. Am I putting things together or am I taking away? I'm taking away. I'm doing subtraction. So I'm going to use the minus sign. So remember, start with the first number. 5 minus, it's called minus, 5 minus 2 equals, now, trying to look, where can I draw my picture? I should have had some room back here, and I could have done it back here. I'm going to do it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I had 5. You have to draw me the picture. How many did I give to Kaylani? 2. You need to show me that you're taking 2 away. 1, 2. And we do that, remember, with a big X. How many are left? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Am I done? 3 what? Balloons, balloons, balloons. I'm going to write it. Let's read our story, or our problem, excuse me. With the finger, 5 minus 2 equals 3 balloons. Remember the picture, show me your work. Remember the problem with the word. Some of you have been forgetting that. So friends, we did a lot of good things today. I know we didn't do a writing, and that's okay. We've spent our time you doing our long vowel sounds. Remember, how many vowels are there? 5 vowels. Do you remember the song? A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. I know the vowels too. I know the vowels too. We've done the short sounds. Those are the sounds we know. The long sound is its name. We're doing letter A. Please remember the words we went over. We're using this pattern of A, letter E. Our words cake, rake, came, made, plate, crate, date, fake. Try to think of others. We read a great story about being kind. Let's try to be like Dexter and Leah. Let's try to be like Dexter and Leah. Okay, maybe not with Jelly Donut, but we're going to try to make a difference. Because remember, friends, remember what I said to you before. You are so, so great. You are so, so great. You can do it. I'm here to help you. We're going to try to work on that WebEx so that we can see each other and hear each other. I miss you tremendously. I miss you tremendously. You know, I love you. And I hope that everything is working out. We will join us again together on Thursday at 9:30. We're going to try to do the WebEx tomorrow. I'm going to try my best. Hello, Monroe from Andrew. Awesome. How do we check the kids' emails? I'm going to check on that, Mrs.